Okay, Shobha, let's go.
Yes. Hello, everyone, and a very good evening and a warm welcome to all of you here. We welcome you to our third episode of Society Behind Wow. I am your host and host, Shobha Arya, and with me is my dear friend, my host, and our co-host for the evening, Dr. Anu Mehta.
Namaste, everybody, and welcome everybody to this wonderful Society Behind Wow, conceived by none other than Shobha Arya. Society Behind Wow is a soulful journey trying to understand an individual's daily routine and lifestyle and learning to unlearn.
Anu, life is all about the journey to learn and unlearn. And when we have wonderful people on board with us, there is so much learning that we can do before we begin. So before we begin the evening, let's welcome our guests with a small performance by Sia Daryani from Philippines.
So hi Anya, and how did you everybody find this show? Did they find wasn't it exciting to watch her? And Anya and Dharminder, how did you find this dance?
The dance, I would love to be like them, like a jelly bean, but it's nice, fantastic movement.
Okay, so welcome Anya to our show, that's Society Behind Wow. And our guest Anya is a very interesting woman. She was born in Germany and she spent her childhood in Africa. And she's completed her education back from Germany. So Anya, could you tell us something about your childhood? Thank you.
About?
Your childhood.
My childhood. Oh my goodness me. I came to Africa when I was 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
And the nicest thing, if I want to just mention one thing, my childhood, my mom married an Ethiopian gentleman. So I grew up in a family, black and white, which was fantastic for my whole future because I never made any difference if you're black or white, we're all the same. And the nicest thing, which really happened to me while I was in Africa as a child, the first 20 years I spent there, was my sister had to have surgery every year. And she came to life with a cleft palate and no roof and ear open. So when my mother was gone, I love this story. We always were allowed to buy animals from the road because my dad said, go ahead. And the nicest animal we bought, my brother and me, was a crocodile. And we transformed the whole bathroom into a jungle. And we brought sand inside the bathtub. We put the crocodile in, and we put palms inside the bathroom and everything. And you can imagine when my mom came home a month later, she had a fit. And unfortunately, we had to get rid of our crocodile, our friend. But that was really, we were always very happy when she left because we had monkeys, we had mongoose, we had all kinds of animals at home all the time. But the crocodile was the best story.
I knew that story, and that's why I kind of really wanted you to bring that for people. Like, that's why I said we have a very interesting woman here who doesn't look after the dogs, she looks after the crocodiles. Uh, so, Anya, you've also traveled a lot, and you've also
Yes.
like number of countries. Could you tell people how many countries you visited and how was your experience of traveling across the world?
I always say I grew up with a suitcase. I started traveling when I was 1.5. And I didn't know that my whole life is going to be a big travel. And I lived 20 years in Africa, and then I lived 20 years in Asia. And I lived in Tahiti, I lived in Australia, and well, to name it, in Hong Kong. I lived in Istanbul. So I've done the world. And my dad was an ambassador for Ethiopia. That's why we moved around a lot. And then I married a hotel general manager, and that made us move again around. And so, yes, I covered a lot of territory. But the nice thing was that wherever I went, I learned a lot of new things. And this was so enriching to be able to learn and meet people. And it's I will send Anu, I think I have sent you already. What we did now during the COVID time is we wrote a book, 15 women, we wrote a book together. Wow. Everyone has a chapter of their life. And it's coming out now on the 13th of May. And so we're going to have a big Zoom party. So you're all welcome. Anu can share the link.
Of course.
And we're also going to publish the book in India. So and it's purely done by women, and 15 of us. And it's really, really, really something great we did. Really great. The last 10 years, 12 years, I was working in Geneva. I head up the Geneva Convention Bureau and was responsible for all the conventions in the city. And now, since 3 years, I'm in lockdown, sitting in Munich in my kitchen. And but my busy life has not changed. Like Anu said, I went into neurographics. But Anu was much better than me. I gave up. But it was a nice learning curve. Then I still work for the Geneva Hotel School. I take all the exams of the students twice a year. So I get all the work home, their work they have to do, their written work, and then I fly to Geneva and test the oral work. So I do that twice a year. Then I still work for an American, well, it's actually a global Association for Meetings, because that's where I originally came from after my knowledge in Geneva. And I fly stem cells and bone marrow around the world for cancer patients. I'm writing another book of my own on mudras. I wanted to do a lot of yoga for children. I love yoga for children, but unfortunately during lockdown, nothing happened. So that went way back. And I'm very, very active in the Healy business, the frequency healings, and opened a whole new door for me all about health. And yeah, I think I didn't forget anything. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, and I have two grandsons and they live in London and my daughter lives in London. And unfortunately, I haven't seen them now for 1.5 years, which is sad. But thank God we have Zoom, you know, and we have WhatsApp and FaceTime so we can see each other. Yeah.
So the last question before we proceed to Tarminder, I want to, and then we will continuously ask questions to both of you, but really I want to find out, Anja, so many travels, and you said I learned a lot. If you can say 3 things that really benefited you all your life, like 3 things from those travels that really benefited you, and you think people should carry it, because these are 3 tips maybe that when people are traveling in their mind, in their bodies, or really traveling, they can then carry these 3 tips and close to their heart, and it will really benefit them. Thank you.
In the book, I wrote the heading, "Be like a chameleon." Change yourself constantly, adapt yourself constantly. This is one thing I learned. I took every country we went because, you know, I lived in Ethiopia when it was very poor. I lived in Bangladesh, which was very poor in 1988. I was there. And to take every opportunity to learn and I always was very much involved in the local scene and not trying to meet Germans or Swiss people, because I'm half Swiss, half German. And so it really helped me but it started in childhood already, you know, where I was exposed to all kinds of nationalities and that really made me who I am, you know, and try to take every opportunity. And I believe, and like I think I still do it, is lifelong learning, which is very important. I mean, I'm going to be 67 this year, so I'm, you know, going up, but I'm, you know, I really, 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 lifelong learning is fantastic because it broadens your horizon. And when you can adapt easily to new situations, like I have in this 1.5 years or nearly 2 years, we're sitting at home. I haven't been bored one single day, you know, and I'm alone here. I have so much to do and I'm so happy that I'm learning so much. And this is how I met Anu. This is how I'm meeting you now. And it's just fantastic. It's just fantastic.
Thank you so much for that, Anja. Over to Shobha. Thank you. Shobha, you're muted, my dear. You're muted.
Hello. Anja, fantastic. You're a power-packed woman, and there's a lot of learning that we have to take from you. At the age of 67, with the high spirits that you have, you are just an inspiration to many.
Thank you.
Anja, can you talk about how Geneva Convention? No, I'm not muted.
No, what about Geneva?
Right. Anja, can you talk about how Geneva Convention Bureau
Yes.
grew under your leadership?
Yes.
How did the Convention Bureau grew under your leadership?
When I came to Geneva I don't remember anymore, I think it was in 2007, I had never heard of a convention bureau before. So I had no clue what I'm getting into. And interesting enough was that Geneva, being with WHO and everyone sitting, having their base there, it was actually quite strange that they didn't have a convention bureau, because every city actually has convention bureaus. And Geneva should have had one, and they realized that they should have one. And they, at that time, I worked as vice president sales for Kempinski Hotels, which is a
Wow.
five-star brand. And what happened then is they called me and said, we would like you to come for an interview to Geneva. And I said, Boff, yeah, I go and listen, you know, I don't really care because I have a job, but let me see what it's all about. So I flew into Geneva. I had my interview, and yeah, my French was a little bit, in Geneva we talk French, and my French wasn't that fluent when I came there. And I said, you know, listen, I have to answer your questions in English. And then I told them, well, by the way, even if I don't speak French, it doesn't matter, because all the Congress people coming, it's not French speaking, it's English speaking mainly. So it shouldn't be a problem. And I think the way I answered or whatever, I went back to the airport and got on the plane. And as I was climbing up the stairs, they said, you have a job.
Oh.
And I said, oh shit, what do I do now? Because I was vice president sales at Kempinski, you know, and then now working for Convention Bureau and not knowing what a Convention Bureau is. And then I said to myself, you know, actually the work I did for Kempinski is very similar to the convention of a city. The only difference was that in Kempinski, they sent me everywhere around. So I never knew where I was, where I came from, because I was just traveling everywhere.
Traveling all over.
Abu Dhabi, coming to at that time, the Lila hotels, no? In India, they were part of Kempinski. So I came to India also. And I mean, I was everywhere. And I was always helping the sales teams to work on it, or opening of hotels or closing of hotels. And I never saw the results. And what triggered me then in the plane, I said, if I work for one destination, at least what I do, we will realize, you know, we can see what we have done and we can see the growth instead of jumping all around the world.
Awesome.
So that's when I said, okay, I took on the job and I said, let's go and do it.
Great.
And yeah, it was fabulous. And it became my second skin.
So sales and marketing is your passion?
Yes.
Oh, so is mine. I love sales and marketing. Great. Anja, one more question to you is, sure. Anja, you have received multiple awards as per your profile and traveled across the world. Did it make you satisfied and successful?
I think Anja has never changed who she was. Never mind what kind of awards I got and everything, they all came as a huge surprise to me. And I just went on for the work. I worked for the destination. And as I said, I had a team of 11 people, and we really had a great time trying to, I mean, even the Minister of Economy, he once said in a big meeting in Geneva, he said, there are two pillars in Geneva for the economy. One is all the WHO and everyone, and the other one is Anja Lötscher with her convention bureau. And so I went, wow, you know, that was a nice compliment that we contributed so much for the destination. And yeah, I was quite sad when I had to leave, because it was retirement age, so I had to leave. And now I think it was the right time because the whole industry is in a mess at the moment because of the COVID. So in fact, it turned out a good timing for me also. Yeah. I can't hear you.
Shobha, we can't hear you. You're
Anu?
yes.
Anya, it was a wonderful journey to hear from you. And now over to Anu.
So Anya, you've worked in stem cell transporting it, hotel industry, traveling, so many diverse fields. Now, who really is Anya? Who really is Anya, and
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah.
what is her real interest? And how do you manage balancing all these different parts of you?
This is a good question. I don't know how I balance it, but I balance it. I think it's just whatever I do, I need to stand behind it and love what I'm doing. And when I love what I do, I can do anything and give anything. I have to believe in what I'm doing. I cannot just do anything for the sake of doing, it has to be part of me. And when it's part of me, I can do anything, but I need to believe in it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very well said. And when you're talking about so many different professions that you're literally juggling and taking it so beautifully, where is your heart really? In which part is your heart really? Is it like, you've worn so many different caps and gone through so many different roles? Where is your heart really?
My heart is always where it is, right here, and it's pumping well. No, I must say, I like people always ask me, Anja, where is home for you? Home for me is where I am today. I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow. So, but today I'm here. And if tomorrow I have to go to Timbuktu and it seems right, I will go to Timbuktu, so it doesn't matter. And I don't question things, I just need to feel them and say, this is the right thing for you, Anja, to do. And I have all my life. And, I also have a pilot license for small planes. I learned how to fly also. So, I tried so many things, and I think my whole life is always learning. And even in my profession, when I was working in Geneva, every vacation I had, I went on a course to learn something new and to broaden my horizon and not just meet the people from the meetings industry, but also I did a 5-year education on wines because I love wine. And in India, you have fantastic wines now too. So I love wines, and I always knew what a white wine and a red wine is, but that's it. Now I can differentiate the areas and everything, So I always like to learn. And that's always been my motto, to learn.
Wonderful. Over to Shobha. Shobha? Shobha has disappeared.
Shobha's gone.
On. Okay, Anya, could you talk about any kind of spiritual activities also that you keep up to along with everything else? Like, I know that you were flying, I know that you were doing so many things, but is there something that you look at and say,
Yeah.
spiritual part of me?
For me, I have a couple of routines I do.
Yeah.
But with routines, you always have to be careful that they don't that you don't get bored, if you keep on doing the same thing, a routine. I try sometimes to change my routines into rituals.
Okay.
So you can learn more out of it, instead of just repeating the same thing. But you asked about spiritual. I do meditate a lot. and I pray a lot. So I have these two activities which I start the day with and I end the day with.
Okay, that's beautiful. Yes, Shobha. Shobha,
Great.
yes.
Anya, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, great. Anya, what is one lesson that you have learned from this pandemic, and what would your suggestion be for our viewers?
Okay, I get up every morning and say, thank you, Corona.
Thank you, Corona.
And people are saying, what? I think it was good. We all needed to pause. We were running in all kinds of directions, not taking care of Mother Earth and what is happening around us, and very egocentric, running around, catching planes. And now there was like 1.5 years. As I said, I'm alone at home. I have no husband. I'm not bored. I had this opportunity now to learn so many new things. If it wouldn't have been for Corona, I would have never met you guys.
Absolutely. And we would have not met you either.
Yeah, and I would have never written a book with 15 other women together. And all this happened over Zoom. You know, I don't know any one of these people except for one. And it's just amazing, you know, it opens so many new doors again. And now we're waiting for the vaccination. And I said, well, my vaccination might be in September or something. In Germany, we're way behind. And so what? You know, I've been sitting here 1.5 years. I can sit another 1.5 years. I have lots to do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anya.
Most welcome.
Yes, thank you. Over to Anya.
So, so much for that, Anya, and we'll come back to you again. And right now, let's go to the next guest, Terry Manchanda. Terry is a Reiki Grandmaster, quantum healer, and an excellent master crystal healer. She connects passionately with crystals, and crystals are integral part of her very core. I would say crystals are her soul, actually. She's the most authentic crystal merchant and teacher. She has conducted more than 100 workshops on crystals. Pleasure to have you with us, Terry, on this beautiful platform. Um, so, hi, Terry, how are you? And I would really like to get to know your journey of how you began getting interested in the crystals and how they became your soul, from a stone to a soul. How did that happen?
Okay, so let me make, first let me say thank you to Shobha and Anu. And it was very nice to meet Anya, somebody new for me. And okay, but I need to make one correction. I do not call myself a grandmaster, though I learned 30 years ago, but my master, who's William Rand, he does not call himself a grandmaster. We are not grandmasters because it doesn't exist. For
Wow.
us, grandmasters do not exist.
I must say, Terry, that's very, very humble of you. A lady who has 30 years of experience says she's not a grandmaster. And I know of people who have 3 days of experience and call themselves not a grandmaster, but grandmaster.
It doesn't exist. For us, it doesn't exist. So you want me to tell you about my journey with the crystals, right?
Yes, please.
So, okay. So I actually started with crystals because of Reiki. William Rand was my master. Paula Horan also was my master. And William Rand taught us crystals along with Reiki at that time. And it was something I wasn't introduced to earlier in my life. And I've had quite a checkered life. My father he was in the Air Force. I've been to 13 different schools and studied all over India. And then, well, after that, I did hotel and catering management. I was to do my practicals in a hotel. I was there for just about 3 months, and I joined Air India. So I was flying for 11 years. That was the best part.
Oh, wow.
I went all around the world, learned a lot, and then got married and moved to Delhi, which was the worst time of my life because I uh, I was never a Delhiite, and I cannot connect with people from Delhi. It's a different thinking. People who live in Delhi think differently, and I was not like that at all. And Reiki was I just picked up a newspaper one day and I saw this thing about Reiki, and I said, what is Reiki? And I called up, and they said, you come to the workshop and you'll know what Reiki is. And I think it was a calling at that time, which I didn't realize. And my journey started from there. So I used to call myself a seeker. And I did a lot of very, very interesting workshops. So yes, when I became a Reiki master, it was only 5 years after becoming a master did I start teaching. And now I have stopped. I'm also a shamanic practitioner, which is very, very close to my heart because since I was a child, I used to do things that would, you people would look at me and say, where are you from? You know, I'd be in nature 24 hours. It was a problem for my parents to get me back into the house because I'd be sitting on trees, you know, they couldn't get me down from the trees. And I was a real tomboy at that time, you know. I used to put a feather in my head, and I used to put chalk on my face, and people just didn't understand. I didn't know why I was doing it. And we didn't have any television or books that showed us pictures like this, but I was doing it because I enjoyed doing it. And I was quite a rebel and quite a tomboy at that time. So when I started, I became a quantum healer on the way. And today, the only healing that I do is through the zero field, the quantum field, because healings are done within no time. In about 40 to say 50 seconds, the healing is done in the quantum field. And that's very close to my heart too. And of course, crystals. I went big time 11 years ago when I decided that there is, you know, I mean, I was led to it. I never ever imagined, because when I was in Delhi, I was also, you know, I was a wedding planner with my sister, and I was printing fabric. So I would be at the printers as to lock my kids up. My husband was on the ship, and I would go to the printer in the night. I could dare to drive the car in the night with the cap on so that nobody would see it was a woman. And I would do my printing in the night. And I did a lot. And people used to say, you know, where do you find the time? I used to think, you know, I mean, I learned from William Rand to stop time. And I did it very often. I used to cram in so many things. I was also teaching. I was a consultant with the Times of India newspaper in education, and I used to go around schools teaching meditation to the children and Reiki to the teachers. And people used to say, where do you get this time? You teach, you have, you know, you have to be at the site when there's a wedding on or there's a party on. Plus, you're running to get your fabrics printed, and then you're running to buy the fabrics. But I would always be, I used to work out from home. So my kids would never suffer. Both my kids always had their mother at home. And I really enjoyed that part of my life, being with them. It was Delhi, so I had to make do. You know, I would not go out anywhere because I was very comfortable. I have many comfort zones. I don't need to go out. Uh, I can create a comfort zone for myself. And
Sure.
I'm very happy. And I'm very happy in that. I can create a zero field for myself and just live in the present. So crystals, yes, I did a lot of self-study in crystals because I'd never found anyone who could really teach me right from the moment a crystal grew. And these days, I'm doing a workshop with a professor of Bombay University, a scientist and a mineralogist who are teaching me things that I didn't even know about crystals,
Wow.
what the scientific world knows. And it was like um, everything turned upside down. I have now started a workshop on that, but I'm still learning. And for me, in May, I'm going to be 71. But I
Wow.
think my journey is not over, because every morning when I get up, it's like, hello, so what's going to happen today? And it's only in my house, I keep busy throughout the COVID. I didn't find time. And I used to be busy from the morning till around 2:30, 3:30 in the night. Now I kind of have stopped picking up the phone. I spend more time on myself. I enjoy reading. I enjoy watching movies. I enjoy being out. I live in a beautiful place where we have, Mother Earth in her full glory. So I have never felt that COVID is there. Yes, it is there. We have lost many people to COVID, but I think having a positive mind and not, giving into fear is what is very, very important at this moment, because this is the time that fear is right on the top. The world is chaotic, absolutely chaotic. And quantum talks about quantum entanglements, and this is what is happening, all the chaos is coming out right now. But I heard something really, really beautiful in a movie day before yesterday. Yeah, I now give myself time to even watch movies. And there was this one sentence which really got to me, because this is what I keep telling people. And it was, if you change, if your perception shifts, the world will change. And this is what I believe in. You need to see beyond, look beyond, which a lot of people don't. They don't live in the present moment. They're always looking at tomorrow. But you are now. I am at the moment. And what I do just now will create my tomorrow. I cannot recreate a tomorrow by saying this is what I'm going to do tomorrow. And I tell my children that also. There's no tomorrow. What you have to do it right now, because this is going to create what you think is your tomorrow.
One
So
last
yeah.
one question for you, Dharminder, because I didn't know so many parts of your life. You feel from this part, I know that we have two women here who've been flying a plane and touching Earth right till the core. So I want to know what is in between the up in the sky and down in the Earth with which you're so connected. And what's the journey in between? And what are the three tips that you can give people? Because you've flown the highest level and you've gone to the depths of the earth with the crystals. So it's like you've covered a whole spectrum from top to bottom. Could you just tell people with your that journey, what are the three things that you would like to tell people that they can hold close to their heart in their journey? Thank you.
Okay, yes. For me, when I look at something, and it has been like that since childhood, I look beyond. If I see the sky, I look beyond. What is there? I question myself. Can I see beyond that? What can be beyond that? I look at a flower, and it's awesome for me to even look at the leaves. And then when I look at the leaves, I look beyond. And this has been like that since I was a kid. And I still do that, and that when you change the way you look at things, then things are just, you realize that this is just material. But when you see the beauty of nature, when you see Mother Earth, and I've done a few, I'm a Melchizedek master. And in that, we did a lot of trans channeling. We did astral travel, we bilocated, we teletransported. A lot of people want to learn that these days. I've learned that around 1994. And it was way ahead of time at that time. And I mean, I can easily say that I've been up into the cosmos. I've seen the entire world, and I understand the beauty that is there in even looking at the sky and the earth. The earth is always transmuting everything that we throw into her. She's always changing things and giving back to us. And we somehow take it for granted and don't give it back to her. So that's something, I wish people get back. But this is something that cannot be avoided. If you're living in a consumer world, you need a house, so you need to pay for the house, and you get married, and your kids have to go to school. You need to get a proper job where you can give them the best. But along with this, there is something else that you can also do, which people, I think, don't have time to think about. If they did think about it, it is very, very easy to work in tandem with that, to work with Mother Earth at the same time, to connect to her. It's a lot of people say you need to be grounded, but for me, I'm always in the present moment, and I'm always here, and I'm always connected to Mother Earth because I live on her. So for me, I'm grounded 365 days of the year. So for me, it's not something that I need to do. Everything here is so naturally given to us, air, water, everything. But we don't acknowledge that. And the day we
Right.
learn to acknowledge this, I think things will turn around, definitely.
Right.
Over to Shobha.
Yeah. Teddy, I know the excellent work that you do with breathing crystals, talking and walking crystals. We would like to know from you, how do crystals help with grounding and connecting to your higher self? Please bring us some awareness on this.
Okay, so crystals take millions of years to grow. It's not an overnight growth, and they are deep down in Mother Earth. And even the way they are made, that's what led me to understand that there is a consciousness there, and they are just not stones. And this is when I studied all this, from books on, on geology and mineralogy. I got all my answers from there. It's the way the crystal, the seed crystal, it takes about hundreds of years just for the seed crystal to be born. And pre that, which I was not aware of, and which I have just, I'm in the process of learning. To create the seed crystal, they have, the atom has what should I say? It's in scientific terms, it's called the nucleus of the atom. The nucleus is made up of protons and neutrons, and then there are electrons buzzing around it. The electrons, if they are less, would not create a seed crystal. If they are more, they would not create, again, a seed crystal. There is a sacred number, even the scientists know that, which is the number 8. If there are 8 electrons that are buzzing around the nucleus, the seed crystal will be born. Now, the
Wow.
period for this is, it could take thousands of years. And we underestimate how old these crystals are. Then the way they grew, the way they followed, they're based on the platonic shapes. They do not take on any other shape. They replicate themselves one by one and create a lattice. And their inner bug, which is a small vacuum space in which they're growing. And it is incredible that they know where the top is and they start tapering. This is a quartz crystal. How would they know where the roof is? or where the top of the vug is, it's called a vug. There has to be a consciousness for it to decide. It cannot
Absolutely.
happen. And also the growth. Even scientists don't have an answer to this. We all know that in the northern latitude, in the southern latitude, water goes, anti-clockwise for us in the southern, and the northern it goes clockwise. And tides are based on that. The wind directions are based on that. And they feel that even the crystal growth should have been according to that. But in a area, say just a few meters apart, there are two crystals growing. One creates a lattice from left to right, and the other creates a lattice from right to left. So what happened there? What made them decide to go the other way?
Their consciousness.
Yes. So I understood there is a consciousness working here. And that is what led me, to further my studies, and I'm still learning. And crystals, people who believe that crystals work, they will work. If you don't believe and a friend gives you a crystal, or you just buy a crystal because, somebody's told you, oh, it's good to keep in the house. But if you don't know how to connect with it, it's not going to work, because crystals are here.
Terry, having stopped you here, just wanted to ask, what is that one common crystal that you would recommend any common man to hold it and meditate?
That would be a quartz.
It's rose quartz.
No, a clear quartz.
Clear quartz.
Yeah, we call it the master crystal because
Okay.
it holds all 7 colors of the rainbow. That crystal is in total harmony. But again, there is something here that a lot of people don't know. If you are not in the right state of mind, if you are a person who's angry or who's jealous, you hold those kind of emotions, the crystal will also pick up those emotions.
It will magnify.
It will magnify it. So a lot of people don't know that. So there is a correct way to work with it, because crystals will raise your frequency. They don't bring their frequency down to match ours, but they raise our frequency to higher dimensions.
Absolutely.
Meditation can do that. But when you open your eyes and come back to earth, you come back to the 3rd dimension.
Correct. Terry, do you believe in collective consciousness? And how do you think via this medium we can spread this?
Absolutely. I've been yelling my head off at people and I've been trying to tell people, you cannot walk alone. You were never meant to walk alone. Correct. You are to take humanity with you. There has to be a collective consciousness. You cannot do anything on your own. You are just one tiny little speck. That's it. We say, united we stand, divided we fall.
Absolutely.
This unity, when there are 200 people together and they are chanting, you can create peace.
Magic, yeah.
Yes,
chanting.
Anything. Yes, I don't say that one person doing it is doing wrong, but I believe at this time we need to hold hands and walk together. That's very important.
So what is your suggestion to connect with collective consciousness via this medium?
We can reach out, but we can't force people to join.
Absolutely, we cannot.
Yeah, so it is, if they understand, if they send out questions, to all of us here, I'm sure we can answer. Anu is very good with people. Anja is there, and Shobha, you're a people's person. We can answer questions. We can show the way.
Absolutely.
Which we have learned through experience, not through books, but through experience about how to walk the path. And walking the path really does not mean not having fun. I mean,
you can have fun, of course. Life is all about having fun.
Yeah, my kids keep saying, Ma, you'll hurt yourself, because I still want to climb trees. I still want to hang on to things. And I'm telling them, what to do. what tricks to play on people. You need to, be childlike, and that's
Absolutely.
what one forgets,
Yeah.
Wow. So, Terry, I'm just so fascinated by the world that you are in. I think, I feel very comfortable in both your worlds, actually, Anya's and yours. They are so full of love and so full of excitement and so full of adventure. So, I really want to ask you this. You brought up that if someone does not have a right knowledge of something, they might use it wrongly, even though similarly, are there any other aspects of the crystals which could be negative and positive? Would you like people to know about that? Any other thing that
Uh,
you're full about? Thank you.
See, when you work with crystals, crystals work through your aura. They work inside first. They work inwards, and unless they don't clear what is inside you, you it's not going to work outwards.
Ah,
The healing that starts, the body, the physical healing, or I can say the emotional healing or mental healing has to happen first, and that's what the crystal will first do. Will clear all those for you to then further work with the crystal. Now there are many people who mix up crystals and wear, they're wearing high frequency crystals and grounding at the same time, which is a wrong thing because you're in la la land. You don't know what's happening because you are now yo-yoing between two frequencies. There are many crystals that if you do not correctly program them, they do not work. If you are trying to do harm to somebody, they will not work. They stop working. Uh, if you are holding a crystal and at that time you have bad thoughts, or you're angry, or there's this kind of a revenge or even ego that comes out, the crystal takes that in
oh,
and it may just amplify it. All right. A lot of people say my crystal broke, and that's bad. There is no negative, nothing negative. In fact, I say there is nothing negative in this world because everything is a teaching for us to move further, onto our evolution. If there was no bad, there would be no learning. So
All right.
crystals, same thing.
so beautifully said. Yes, Shobha.
Yes. Terry, one last question here for you before we listen and get through your journey of meditation with us. I would like to know from you what is that one suggestion or tip that you would like to give our viewers that they should definitely do in this era of transition to align themselves with mind, body, and soul.
I would say you need to be in the present moment. Okay. This is me here. Pinch yourself, pinch yourself here. I'm here. I'm in the present. This is now. Yes. And I am here. I am mind, body, soul right here. And this is where you need to be to move further. Unless you are not present in your life, your mind is wandering somewhere else and you're thinking, tomorrow I'm going to do this. And a week later, this is what I have to do. And, you know, you're not living life to its best. Be in the present moment. Believe me, it's such a beautiful place to be in. I feel I'm zero right now. For me, it is, I am in zero. This is what I talk about. This is what I tell people. Be in the present moment. What are you right now? Are you a teacher? Are you a healer? I'm nothing right now. I'm nobody right now. This is me.
I am a
I'm with
soul.
my,
I am a soul and I am in the present moment.
that's it. Yes.
Absolutely. So stay tuned, guys. I'm going to go back to Anu, after which we are going to start with the meditation that Terry is going to guide us through.
Nice.
Shobha, we are going to go through two different quotes and ask the two ladies about these quotes, and let's
Abs-
have answers for it. So,
Sure.
yeah, first for you, There's a beautiful quote that I came across today, and I would ask you, how do you relate to this quote? It says, "You only live once. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough." What, according to you, does this mean?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Who?
Yes,
Who are you asking?
I'm asking to Anya.
Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't. Yes, we only live once, and I think we need, Tarminda, like you said, to be in the present is very much important. And what happened yesterday is gone, and what comes tomorrow, I don't know. So be in the present all the time, and life will unfold as it needs to unfold.
Wow,
That's, yeah.
wow. And that's again for you, Tarminder. What would you say for the same quote? You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough.
So for me, my life has been very exciting. When I look back, I say, what a wonderful life I've had. You know, I've had my ups and downs, but they've all taught me something. And this is one life. Cherish it, you know, make it go your way, the way you want to be, or what you have always dreamt yourself to be. And I think if you live, like I said, present moment, make your present moment beautiful. Even washing dishes, or having a bath, it all can be very beautiful, because it brings freshness. You're washing dishes, you've done it so well, pat yourself on the back. When you live in the present moment, I don't know what was my past, I don't know what was my future. Who cares? I care about the now. Am I really enjoying what I do now? Am I in the present moment and enjoying my life? And a big yes comes for me.
Can feel it.
Great.
May I add something?
Please,
Sure.
go ahead, Anya.
My question would be, to question yourself, are you happy what you're doing at the moment in life? Are you happy where you're living at the moment in life? Are you happy with the person you're living together? Would you have any regrets if you would leave where you are now at the moment? And these are questions really to ask yourself. And please, I think it's nice to work on a bucket list, because it
Yes.
will never come again.
Right, Anya. Absolutely.
Write your bucket list, and don't go to work if you don't like your work. And
Absolutely.
don't live with someone if you don't love that person anymore. And just don't make it a routine. Change it, change it, change it, change it.
Great. Awesome.
Shobha, over to you for the next quote.
So, Terry, the next quote?
Yes, please.
No, you can go ahead with the quote.
Okay, 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 okay. So the next quote for Anya is, "To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist that is all they do." So how does this resonate with you?
Well, I think it comes a little bit back to what I just mentioned,
Yes.
that you should really do what you want to do, and just don't have too many routines, because they can transform themselves into boredom. And you only live once, so make out of it whatever you want to do, and don't put up with things if you don't like it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And over to you, Terry. Same quote. "To live
Yes.
the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all."
So I remember years ago, I maybe around 25 years ago, and there's this one person, we were at a workshop, and she asked, why are you here? We were about 50 people in that workshop, and 49 people turned out and said, I'm here because I I will grow up, I will go to school, and then I will learn, and then I will go, get married, and then I have kids, and I'll, have a big house. And I was just looking at them thinking, what? You know? So anyway, when my turn came and they asked me, uh, why are you here? And I said, I'm here because I've come to enjoy my life.
Oh my
And
God.
I've come to, so they said, you don't have duties? I said, duties are chosen by me, not by my soul. It was my choice of getting married. It was my choice of having kids. I was not given that. I came here with a clean soul and I came here to learn. This was my choice. And I have to accept that choice and yet enjoy what I'm doing. And everybody, of course, the teacher's looking at me, wondering what has she said. So she says, what is your purpose? What is your purpose here? I said, my purpose is to take a whole lot of people along with me and to have fun and walk the same path. They used to think I was a radical. I was mad, you
I
know.
believe that many people have been called mad in this world, and often the people who were called mad were the most sane people on this earth. And I really feel in deep gratitude to Shobha, Anya, and Terry today for having such a blessed place to talk with free expression. Over to Shobha.
Terry, we are all ready now to be
All right.
guided with your meditation.
Okay, so this is a guided meditation. And
Yes.
if you have your lights on, now you can dim them because it's mostly it's a visual that I'm going to be presenting to you. I'm going to guide you through this, and this is something I wrote years ago, and this is called 10 Steps to Perfection. I want you all to sit in a comfortable position. Keep your spine erect and breathe in through your nose, hold, and exhale out through your mouth. Breathe in once again, hold, breathe out. Breathe in once again, hold, and exhale. And now relax. This powerful meditation heals your fears, your doubts, your health, and will take you on the way to being perfect, the way you were meant to be, and the way your soul is perfect. Now imagine, visualize, or see yourself walking in this garden. It is the most beautiful garden that you have ever seen. Look around you. There is a profusion of flowers. Sense or smell the heady bouquet of the flowers. It is like a balm soothing you. You look at the flowers, which are in full bloom. They're dancing in the cool breeze. It is as if they are welcoming you. Roses, lilacs, azaleas, blue forget-me-nots, iris, begonias, all kind of flowers. Flowers you know and some you don't know. It's a wonderful, enchanting place. You walk around this garden. Look around. See the beauty around you. There are butterflies in vibrant colors flitting about you and the flowers. You look at the butterflies. They seem to want you to follow them. Take the path that they want you to follow. Go along this path. Ahead of you, suddenly, you see a golden temple. This golden temple has 10 steps, each made of golden light. Take the first step. Stand on the first step. Drop your fears here. You can see them leaving you as black gunk around your feet. And at the same time, you can see that this black gunk is now being transmuted into golden light. You take the next step, and here, release all your worries. Watch it being transmuted around your feet into the beautiful golden light. Take the third step, releasing envy and jealousy. Watch it being transmuted around your feet into the golden light. Now take the fifth step, and here, release all the hate, the vengeance, the revenge which you are holding within you. Let it be released completely, totally. Watch it being transmuted to golden light around your feet. You start feeling lighter. You take the sixth step, and here you will now release all health problems that you hold, whether it is physical, mental, or emotional. Release them now. You can feel your body getting cleaner and cleaner and lighter and lighter. Release it all into the beautiful golden light. Walk up to the seventh step, and here, release all your childhood memories or traumas that have worried you up to the present moment. Release them. Release them to be transmuted into golden white light. Now take the eighth step, and here you will release all past pain reaching deep into your past and deep into your heart. Release it completely and totally. You are now no more in the pain that you have felt over the years. It has all been transmuted by the golden light. Now you take the ninth step, and here you will release all ego. Ego about yourself, ego about everything around you, where you think you know it all. Release that. Release it into the golden light. Walk up to the 10th step and let go all that you have released on the 9 steps. Everything that you have released on the 9 steps, release what is still remaining, finally draining out of your feet. You feel peace, tranquility. You feel joyful and happy. Feel the truth that lies within your heart and soul. Warmth and love emanates from you. Unconditionally love yourself and others. Move into total peace. You are loved. You are love. Now say, I am healed and unafraid. From this step, you now enter into the temple of golden light. It is all around you. Bathe in it. Feel the golden light. Energize yourself in this golden light. Now it's time for you to leave. You need to walk out of the golden temple. Leave the golden temple and walk down the golden steps where you have released and transmuted everything that needed to be released for you to become unconditional love and to be free of all that was holding you back. Walk down through the garden. Now at the count of 3, you will open your eyes and come to the present moment. 1, 2, and 3.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was amazing.
Amazing, Terry. Amazing. Wonderful 10-step meditation.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It was amazing how this came to me. It was 10 steps to beauty. It was in a newspaper. I
Okay.
picked up the newspaper in the morning and there were 10 steps of how to make a beautiful you with the cream that they were selling. And when I looked at it, this meditation came to me and I wrote it down.
Wow.
Nice.
So I hope you all enjoyed it.
Loved it.
It was fantastic. Thank you.
So much. Thank you so much, Anja. Thank you
Thank you
so much, Terry.
Inviting me.
Thank you so much, Anu,
Thank you.
for this great and wonderful evening. Atma Namaste to all of you, and all of you stay blessed, stay happy until we meet soon person.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
So nice
you.
to
Thank you
meet
so
all here.
much. Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
inviting me here. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Nice to
Bye-bye.
meet you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.